This is between the lines for the news this week. A lot's been going on. I just want to share it with you. While everybody was talking about Jeffrey Epstein, who was arrested for sex trafficking of minors, the news just kept going. He injured himself with marks in his neck. So there's a lot behind that. Did he really injure himself or not? And in the meantime, Victoria's Secret is to investigate company ties to Epstein, right? Then we have what went on at the same time while our eyes are all on Epstein, all of mainstream. We have a abortion kind of thing going on in Alabama. It's called personhood. So it's a lawsuit, right, against the Alabama Women's Center in Huntsville and the pharmaceutical company who manufactured, says here, you could tell it's tainted, the poison that killed Ryan Merger's 6-week-old preborn baby. The baby is now Baby Roe. A month later, the Madison County, Alabama probate judge ruled for the first time in American history that an aborted baby is a person with the right to have an estate. Interesting, huh? Is that in the news anywhere? No. So the ruling also recognized the right of the baby Roe's father to sue as a personal representative of the deceased child under the Alabama's wrongful death statute. This is really interesting. This legislation, along with a very strong Alabama Supreme Court record in favor of recognizing preborn personhood, represents a real breakthrough in the pro-life movement. That's been going on. We have in New York the blackout. Well, that big blackout in New York has led to, guess what? A call for publicly owned energy. Interesting, huh? In the meantime, we have U.S. Justice Department approves the $26 billion merger of Sprint and T-Mobile. Well, here, previously valued at $25 billion. It will cost consumers more than $4.5 billion annually on this new merger. Now, ask yourself, between the lines, why are they doing this? Think about 5G. The U.S. House passes a 2-year budget to raise the debt ceiling. So we get a new 2-year budget, no cuts. They raise the debt ceiling. The House passed it overwhelmingly. So it establishes a $1.37 trillion budget for the first year, with a $738 billion increase for defense spending and a $632 billion in non-defense spending. We're going to spend more on defense and war than we are on our own people in this country, right? That went on in the news while we were watching Mr. Epstein's stories. At the same time, we have a new Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, in England, our mother country. Who is he? Well, he was born in New York on the East Side. He started out as a journalist, was fired a couple times for writing, guess what? Fake news. Anyway, he's up for a lot. He was elected, and he's up for a lot because they had an Iran tanker seizure of the Royal Navy. Well, they've come to conclusion that they're going to escort the UK ships. I didn't look too much into it, but there's tension in the strait. Okay? This is all going on at the same time. Not a peep out of mainstream, really. Then we have Iran wraps up social media. This is in the news. Disinformation efforts. Disinformation. Here we go again. Russia. They are not going to give up. Russia style ahead of the 2020 election. Hackers from Russia, Iran, and elsewhere have launched nearly 800 cyber attacks against political organizations over the past year. Now, I have no idea where she's getting this. Is from the Washington Post. Take that as you will. And we have here, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So fear not. Then we have a new study here. Millions of Americans may become exposed to off the chart heat. So we're having a little bit of hot weather going on worldwide. Okay, changes of our solar minimum, I call it. I have videos on that. So Attorney Barr is looking forward to killing people again. So I have to laugh at that title. It's called the Jezebel News. Anyway, because we passed a law to go ahead and start executing. The last person we executed, I believe, was in 2003. Here's 7 death row inmates. By my understanding, they're all from the child killers. Now, where's all the news on that? Oh, here it comes. I don't know if I want to wait. So, this is not loading up very well, but they're all child killers, by my understanding. And they're going to be executed. That's happening. Whoop. Then we have, okay, so been a professional photographer. Would you relinquish your privacy to look old? Don't use FaceApp. That's been around a little bit, but it needs to be reiterated because it requires your Facebook login. By using Facebook, it receives your name, profile picture, photos, email address. You can look at the privacy, and you can see the company is based in where? Russia. But it's supposed to be a fun face app, and your privacy is totally compromised. Just to let you know. And then, guess what's happening? Democrats are launching news outlets to turn swing state voters against Trump. So be ready for the next election coming up while we get sidetracked with pedophiles arrests and other things. Pay attention to where you're getting your news. One of the party's largest super PAC is pulling the trigger on a $100 million plan. Now think about all the hungry people and the children and the jobless and the homeless that are out there right now, people that don't have medical care, and they're spending money on this. And it won't look like traditional advertising. They'll have their local papers, okay, there you go, with stories favorable to the Democratic agenda. Now, I was a professional reporter for 20 years internationally. Came back to America, got a job in a newspaper, and I quit within 11 months. I couldn't take it anymore because it was so unethical, according to the stories favorable to the Democratic agenda. We're not supposed to have an agenda ethically as reporters. I quit, changing careers. Just want to let you know, it's insane out there. They will boost content by independent sources. So watch who's getting paid for what as the election comes closer. Here's some threat, more going on around the Middle East. Moscow has a garbage crisis. It's making people sick. Our world is falling apart, guys. The guy who made that fake presidential seal used to be a proud American. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, Just wanted to share all that with you, what's been going on. Really? God bless you. Have a good day.